Hey everybody, welcome back to Blabbing About Slabbing, and 'tis the Halloween season, Chris. You guys are tuning into a Blabbing bloodbath. Chris and I decided to do some fall cleaning and sent some stuff to consignment. It was a roll of the dice. Some of the cards we sent we thought might do okay. But as you'll see from the next few minutes, things didn't go exactly as planned. So we're going to talk a little bit about that and some of the lessons that we've learned along the way. Chris, you want to start us off?
Yeah, I'm not big on learning, but even I was forced to learn some hard truths here. We sent some cards. We knew we've had these for a while. We knew the value wasn't going to be great from what we paid, but we sent these right as the playoffs were starting, and we figured one of these guys might get hot, and if that happens, maybe just maybe things won't be as bad as we fear they will be. But I'm telling you, this morning, Jeff, after this bloodbath last night, I'm having a hard time even sitting comfortably. So
oh boy,
let's get right into it. We're going to run you guys through a couple of these cards that we bought and sold, and we'll tell you exactly how bad it was. So here we go. The first one is so this Fernando Tatis Stadium Club gold minted. Beautiful card, isn't it, Jeff?
we love a gold minted, and here's a gold minted rookie of one of the hottest players of 2019. We actually, at one point, had a couple of these. We were trying to track them down. The gold minted were pretty rare then. And This is a great shot, too.
Yeah, this card is great. We did have two of these at one point. I posted the two of them to our Instagram accounts, and the comments, people went crazy. What an amazing card. Never seen two of these before. And this particular copy, it wasn't even just about the money that we spent to acquire it. We had to jump through hoops because this was an online trade that we made. And we traded with a gentleman who was trying to collect the 2018 Heritage Mini set. So we scoured eBay and Blowout and the benchtrading.com, and we ended up finding him 3 Heritage Minis that he needed for his set, which we had to pay for. They were shipped to us. Then we shipped them to him to get this card all in. Then we graded the damn thing. All in, I think we were at about $475, Jeff.
Yeah, which we thought wasn't a bad investment at the time.
No, Tatis is a great player, great young player. 2021, he led the NL in home runs, and we figured the good times would just keep on rolling.
Yep, sky was the limit for this. And it was a situation where somebody wouldn't sell, they would only trade, like Chris said. So we had to find the specific cards that this person could use. Yeah. We did it, got this card, and we're very pleased to have had it.
When you identify a surefire winner like this, Jeff, you do whatever you can to acquire it.
Exactly right.
And that's what we did. So our $475 investment into this card last night culminated in an auction sale of $111.50. Go ahead and take some fees out of that. And
we netted $93.79, Chris, out of this one. So
I mean, honestly, that barely covers the grading fees that we paid back then and the shipping
to and from PSA.
Yeah. All right, so let's just keep the Tatis train moving here. Here's another one. This is his 2019 Topps Gold. This was a card. We jumped through some more hoops here. This was listed on eBay, but we were vaguely familiar with the eBay seller. We found him on Instagram. He wasn't too far from us. We made a deal through PayPal. We acquired this card raw. It arrived at a time when I was out of town, and we had a house sitter here. And I told the house sitter, look out for this package. It's really important. They got it. Jeff actually came and picked it up. I think our house sitter even checked for Jeff's ID at the time.
Yeah, had to make sure it was going to the right person. Yep.
They took it real seriously, and then he just kept. They were really nice. They kept asking me about the card. They were excited when we got the PSA 10 back. And I think this one,
it's a really low pop PSA 10. If you remember these golds from 2019, there's the back corner issues on most of them. So this is a pretty low pop of one of the best rookies.
We were excited. I think all told, we're probably into this one about the same, somewhere between like $450 and $500 after grading fees.
At some point, it was probably about double that.
I think this was comfortably selling for like $1,500 for a while.
Yeah.
And we were like, no, let's ride it.
Yeah. He's going to win the MVP someday. This was before any neck cream incidents.
That's right. But I do remember our house sitter texting, and they're like, hey, your buddy, your guy Tatis has been in the news a lot. Is this good or is this bad? And well, I'll let the sale here speak for itself. It was bad.
It was bad.
It was bad. So 167.50. Jeff, what do we net on this bad boy?
139.43.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that's an easy $300 loss on this one as well. And we're gonna show one more. I'll do this one much faster. But here, this over here, this is Tatis's update X Fractor. So these are numbered out of 199. And there was a brief time I bought this on Blowout for like 350, I think. Paid to have it graded. It gemmed. It's a perfect card. And there was a time when this was really popular because it's his only vertical Topps Chrome card. Kind of similar to now we're seeing the Ohtani rookie debut with the hitting image. Jeff, it's very popular. Yeah. This card sold a couple of times between like $1,200 and $1,600, and I was like, oh man, I've got this great. This is his best Topps Chrome card. And here's another one. Boy, I just grabbed a surfboard and rode this one all the way into the ground at $71. I probably netted $50.
You netted $59.36, Chris.
$9.36. Yeah. I think Jeff, I graded this when PSA was doing the raffle, so it was $50 a card.
I didn't want to remind you of that, but yeah, I believe this was a raffle, so that the grading fee alone was $50.
Yeah, so this is, we sent these Tatis cards in, figuring the Padres could go on a postseason run. By the time they went up with DC Sports, the Padres were in Cancun, enjoying their offseason. So it was a swing and a miss.
Yeah, but we still had another option that could make a good playoff run. And so could we go 1 for 2?
That's right. We also sent some Guerrero cards in. And as Jeff and I watched him destroy the Yankees, we're like, did we actually time this one right? Let's take a look.
Yeah.
So we sent in 2 pretty nice Guerrero cards. We'll start with this one. So this is his first Bowman Chrome refractor, numbered to 499.
Beauty.
This is a really cool card. He does look a little bit like Gary Coleman on this card for whatever reason. That's what it makes me think of. Neither here nor there. I will take you guys back in time to like very early 2021, where this had a PSA pop of like 40. I don't even think it's gone up too much since then, Jeff.
No, low pop.
Like, yeah, but I'm like, Jeff, this is going to be a special card. We missed one at auction for about $300, and this one came up. We bid. I think we put what at the time was a crazy bid, like $800. I think we got it for about $700. The high sale of this card.
Don't even tell me.
This one we bought as a PSA 10. The high sale of this card, it happened very soon after, like maybe 6-7 months after we bought it, was $2,000. $2,000. Jeff and I were sitting pretty.
Hey, at the time, imagine if we had sold that and put it into an Ohtani at that time.
Could have put it into like 3 Ohtanis at the time.
Oh, gee.
But yeah, that was a term I think I went on this. I discussed this on Instagram, but that's called an unrealized gain, because Jeff and I did not realize that gain. What we did, in fact, was yesterday we realized a loss.
Substantial loss, and we netted on that one, Chris, $286.31, which is about what 12% of that high sale.
Yeah. So we went ahead and lit $500 on fire there. Yeah. So this is even Guerrero having arguably the biggest, most exciting stretch of his career. Really didn't help his card.
Well, maybe it's because it wasn't an auto, Chris.
That's true. And and it wasn't even a colored parallel either.
A rookie, right?
All right, so let's talk about the other Guerrero that we sent in, because this one had to blow up, right?
All right, a gold rookie, true gold refractor auto. Beautiful card.
Yeah, with his awesome 2019 Bowman design. There's a lot of Bowman Chrome design, a lot of gold on it. He did sort of miss the auto box, but we love this follow-through shot with his name on the back. Now, full disclosure, guys, a few years ago, we bought this one, and I hate to say it, but it was during 2021. So his Dunedin numbers had already, or Buffalo numbers had already begin to explode. And not great timing on our part, for sure. But we love Bowman Chrome rookie autos. It seems like the parallel, the rainbow is always so much shorter. so much smaller than Topps Chrome. Some of the images are great. Like, this card is beautiful. And we thought, hey, we think people will come around to Bowman Chrome rookies. It's not just about the firsts. It's going to become about the rookies. Well, 4 years later, Jeff, it hasn't.
It did not. It was absurd how low this went for. I mean, I guess the market's the market, but compared to where we thought it would be at this time.
Yes. Yeah. We thought this one had a chance to at least okay. So let's just put all our chips on the table here. Jeff and I spent, and I want to make sure you guys are sitting down because I'm uncomfortably sitting. I think Jeff is probably standing. We spent $1,200 American dollars to acquire this card back in 2021. And we really thought this was going to the moon. So here we go.
Double.
Or at least
double that, at least.
Comfortably double. But if we're going to sell it, I mean, up at auction after they beat the Yankees, and he has one of the best division series performances ever.
1,000 hits.
Yeah. He's got 1,000 hits at age 26. What are we going to get for this card? We know we weren't going to get our money back. We knew that, but we're like, all right, worst case scenario, we get half our money back, Jeff. We did not. We did not come close to getting half of our money back. And in case you're wondering, my mug this morning is 100% full of whiskey.
We netted $237.44, Chris, which is about the price of what? A hobby box.
Oh my God, not even. If we do the math there, you spend $1,200, you get $250 back. You're left with, if my math is correct here, Jeff, a dick. Yeah. Like nothing but dick.
That's correct.
Yeah, I think that math checks out. So the question here, Jeff, is having now sold these Tatis and Guerrero cards, is did we learn anything from this experience?
I'd say we learned a few things. One, you've already touched on, our years-old thesis of Bowman Chrome rookies, Bowman Chrome rookie parallels, Bowman Chrome rookie parallel autos, catching up or even bypassing their Topps counterparts is completely dead. It's never going to happen. And so, yes, that's a good lesson.
You should you should say outside of very rare exceptions, like Ohtani and Judge are the two exceptions. So let's not say completely dead.
Well, and speaking of Ohtani and Judge, I think that's another lesson that we learned. Buying anybody but those guys, even guys that seem like surefire MVP candidates, future potential Hall of Famers, like Vlad and Tatis at the time, turned out to not be great. So I think going forward, we're going to limit our purchases a little bit more, maybe more towards those names you mentioned and PC cards.
Absolutely. And definitely it feels like when players that are predicted to blow up at a young age and they actually do start to perform, you'll see their cards go bananas. I'm thinking about like Pete Crow Armstrong this year, maybe even like a Corbin Carroll, or I hate to say it, even your boy Jackson Churio. We just don't know what will happen, but that first blast of hype when they take off right away, that is not the time to buy those cards at all. Like if you bought Pete Crow Armstrong in May or June of this year, I am sorry. Maybe we'll get back to those prices. Maybe we never will.
Right. So that's a situation where you have to decide, do you want to take what you can get now or potentially ride it all the way to the bottom like we did with these guys? Because even as you can see with a guy who's had a career so far like Vlad, the prices aren't getting back to where the hype was. One other lesson I wanted to talk about with those specific cards too, Chris, is the big distinction really from 2018 to 2019 in terms of overall production of cards.
Yep.
A massive increase in production runs and sets for some of these players. Now it's exponentially greater even in 2024 and 2025. So you've got to be extra careful when buying players. I'd say that 2018, 2019 delineation mark is pretty big.
It's huge. It really is. Something we discussed with Sapphire, especially. That might be like a perfect sort of microcosm of what happened in the hobby. But yeah, guys like Tatis and Guerrero, obviously Tatis had his other issues, but like they're still good players. They're still relatively popular, but the volume of their cards makes a lot of those prices completely unsustainable. And the only ones that really have a shot, are going to be like the very best ones. So just if you're going to put some money into one of these players, and like Jeff hinted at, the production has just gone up and up and up. Try to stay down the middle as best you can.
Yeah, and from a collector's perspective, it's not bad. If you're a fan of Vlad, if he's your PC guy, you can get his cards for a lot cheaper than you
Oh
could
yeah.
back then. And same with Tatis. So it definitely depends on your point of view. And like I was saying before, for us, buying big names like Judge and Otani is key, but also for me, buying PC guys. So I won't mind necessarily if Churio cards go down because that'll make me able to afford them more, like Christian Yelich has. So I've been able to pick up some PC cards of his. But yeah, I would just be careful if you're investing money. If you're putting money in, hoping that it stays the same or grows, I would be careful with where you put it.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a couple more cards from this auction, Jeff. Do you want to pull up a couple more? If you haven't seen us writhe in agony enough,
Yeah, part of what I wanted to do here, I was talking about cleaning, getting rid of some cards. And if you've watched the channel for a while, you know when I first got back into the hobby in 2017, 2018, I loved buying Bowman Draft. I got involved in breaks. I love prospects, the idea that you could get players before they made the major leagues. And a lot of that didn't work out. So I've been my prospecting days are behind me, but some of these cards I still had from those days, and I want to show a few that I finally decided that I just need to get rid of. Um, so here's a first option.
Oh, here we go.
Got this one in a break, Chris. 2018 Josh Bro, black refractor. These are numbered out of 75, black refractor auto. Yankees prospect at the time, catcher. Thought it was a great card. Got it graded, got the 9 on it. Eventually, you have to get a chance, right? I just kept waiting and
You
waiting.
sound like a Yankee fan right now, as Cashman just sits there and waits and waits and waits until every Yankee prospect their value goes to zero.
Yeah, and it didn't quite go to 0, but almost. Uh,
Oh boy.
Here's what I got for that one.
Ooh.
1750, which is a net of $13.36, which is far less than the grading fee.
I gotta say the name Josh Bro, Jeff. That sounds like it's a fake name. Like that's how you would spell bro. Like if you were like signing up for something with a fake name.
Yeah, I don't know if he's French Canadian. I like that.
Mhm.
I like the name Josh Bro. He's definitely a bro.
Yeah, French Canadian fraternities, absolutely.
Speaking of Canadian, I don't know if you remember this guy, Chris, but Jordan Groshans.
I do not, but I'm sure our buddy Canadians of the Hobby is going to remember this guy.
He was a top pick by the Blue Jays. I think he ended up getting traded to Miami at some point, and he had a brother that was also playing. But I had an entire Groshans rainbow. I had a black refractor auto of him too, and I thought I was going to get rich. He was going to be the next can't miss Blue Jays player. 2018. Now this is 7 years later. So this is a gold refractor auto. First Bowman, which is kind of the cream of the crop, right?
Yeah.
Well, let's see. That turned into $11.03, net of $8.05 on this one.
Bit of a bidding war on this. I see 9 bids there. I have to say I more than I would have expected.
Maybe there's just a couple family members that really wanted it. And it didn't just go with 2020. I also, Chris might remember this one. I pulled this in a box. This Max Meyer out of 25. It's not autoed, but he was one of the top prospects in 2020 Bowman Draft Chrome. And I was really excited when I pulled this. I thought for sure it would 10. It got a 9, but I thought, well, I'll just wait and see how he does. Maybe I'll regrade it. And then he got hurt. And then he became irrelevant. And now this orange out of 25 got me exactly
$9.
$6.21 net.
I tell you, this should take you. Anyone watching this who still thinks investing in young pitchers is a good idea. This whole who's in Bowman Draft? That was a Torkelson set, I think, right? Spencer Strider's in there too, but I think
Yeah,
Torkelson was
Strider.
like the go-to guy.
Yeah.
Man.
And I just have to show two other lessons I learned in the hobby. So the next one, Chris, is an unlicensed card. It's an unlicensed card. And I thought, well, maybe I should get it. Here's a top prospect. I had a chance to get it very cheap. Marco Luciano. Remember him, Chris?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I think
So
you had him on a dynasty league. You hold on to this guy for a couple of years, I think.
I did. It didn't cost me quite as much there as it did his actual cards, but this is a one of one. Just a one of one autograph. Thought you can't go wrong with this.
That is an absolutely hideous baseball card. I know it's a one of one. All the logos wiped off. I mean,
Leaf
that generic
Valiant
black hat,
Draft.
that
It
reminds me of a hat that Filmington would wear because he's not brave enough
it
to
might be a
announce
Filmington
it.
special.
Ah,
Yeah, it's
Toronto.
amazing how they managed to get the logos off everything here, even his glove and the
Oh,
sunglasses.
terrible. And they put the Leaf logo right over his crotch too. I mean, this is a hideous baseball card. $4.
It's a one of one autograph, production proof, $4.12, which after the fees is $2.31, Chris. I almost should have just thrown in the recycle bin for that. And speaking of recycling, I've got one more card to show you.
I feel like Jeff. I feel like you could have gotten at least $3 or $4 out of your son in cash for this
I,
card. Just on the slab alone, I think you could have talked him into it.
I think you're right. I mean, a one of one auto. In retrospect, I should have just given it to him for that. I also bought another card. This design may look familiar to Chris.
Oh yeah.
In 2021, Leaf came out with some Pro Set cards, and you could buy them off their website only. And this design was very nostalgic for me. They made a
That's right.
Giannis like this, which I
Oh,
bought.
that football set with Barry Sanders is just spectacular. Troy Aikman, yeah, what an amazing 1989 set that was.
Yeah, and so here, Trey Sermon was a top running back coming out of Ohio State at the time. These were numbered to 99. I thought, well, that's worth buying. I spent $49.99 to buy it, but I thought for sure it would go up. I still have the original One Touch, and it sold for $4, which netted me $2.21.
6 bids. That's man. I want to know who's bidding on this stuff.
It's
Like,
got to be people that are buying a bunch off DC so they can combine shipping, and they're like, well, if I can get this
I guess. I mean,
card,
I mean, you do wonder if anyone save searches binged when
it
DC listed this particular card.
it couldn't
Probably.
possibly.
No,
Uh,
probably.
but so that's another example of why I've went away from all unlicensed cards, even if they're nostalgic and cool, like this one.
Oh, yeah.
A trip down memory lane, Chris. That was painful.
Yeah. Another thing I feel like another takeaway from this is that it's never bad to take a little profit on a card. Like, oh well, what we're seeing with the Otani market right now is insane, and it's different than for anyone else's market almost ever. Like,
Mhm.
cards shoot up, then they come crashing back down. But what he's doing and who he is, his cards are special. So outside of Otani, if you're holding something that's gone up since you bought it, don't ever feel bad about cashing out because we're in this to collect. This is a hobby, but it doesn't feel good. When when you get your auction results and you're looking at a comfortable 4-figure loss, you feel like an idiot. There's no way around it.
Yeah, and especially if it's not a player that you really like or really want to collect long term, then there's especially no harm in taking that profit and maybe buying something that you've wanted.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, yeah, these aren't like neither of Guerrero nor Tatis for like big PC guys, really. For Jeff and I, we thought they were going to be special. We thought we were wisely investing, and we were not.
No,
No.
no. So hope you enjoyed this little look into some of the not so fun parts of our hobby, but that the cleaning needed to be done. We could have held onto those cards and held them all the way to zero. Maybe they would have bounced back. That's always a trap you can fall into, thinking, well, I'll just wait. Just next hot streak, they'll bounce back. Next time the season starts, it'll bounce back. And eventually that you find yourself getting $2.21 on a card.
Yeah, Jeff and I have talked about on our channel and on Spitballing that once a hyped player's cards go down, they have to do so much to get those cards to go back up. It's extremely difficult for collectors and for the hobby in general to buy back in as a whole.
Absolutely. So if you can take anything away from our mistakes, great. If you just enjoyed watching us suffer a little bit, also great. Thanks for watching the channel, and we'll see you next time.